Hi everybody, Dan here. I want to talk about your outline, which is one of your graded assignments for this week, and it's very important for the success of your term paper. What I'd like you to do is study your idea map and try to group. I'm going to suggest 4 main themes. Now 4 is not a magic number. It could be 5, it could be 3, but it could not be 15. For example, there's no way you can write in a meaningful way about 15 main themes in a 13-page paper. And so group out of your idea map 4 of the biggest ideas, and then nest underneath those big ideas the smaller ideas that are related to it, the supporting ideas and the case studies that you plan to use. Now, the case studies refer to real-life business examples. This means that you've really got to dive into your research. This is week 6. Your term paper is due in 4 weeks, and I'm going to be working with you hand in glove during those 4 weeks, asking you to submit work in progress that I can give you feedback on, and your classmates can too. Some of this will be posted on discussion board. So let me give you an example. Let us pretend this slide is the idea map for your term paper. We're just pretending here. The first thing you want to do is pick out the title. Well, the title of your term paper, taken from all this information, could not be Suppresses Appetite. It couldn't be Promotes Psychological Well-Being. It couldn't be Improves Circulation or Works Many Muscle Groups. None of that makes sense as a term paper topic, but this does. Benefits of running. You'll see that this is the biggest idea on the page. This is the umbrella under which all of these other ideas can rest and be applicable. This is the big one. So this is the title of your paper. Now you want to pick out of this idea map 4 major themes. Now I made this easy. Your idea maps may not use a key word like this. Promotes, 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 promotes psychological well-being. Where's the other one? Promotes weight control, promotes muscular development, promotes cardiovascular fitness. These are the 4 major themes. The other ideas are supporting ideas. For example, where would you put suppress appetite? Well, that would go under promotes weight control. In other words, that's one of the benefits of running. It suppresses the appetite, and it goes under promotes weight control because you have more things that you can put under there. Improves circulation. Where would that go? That would go under promotes cardiovascular fitness. But so would strengthens heart. That too would go under cardio. Every idea here has a place underneath a larger theme. So the first thing I want you to do with your idea map is to find the title that you know because you've created it, and then pick out the 4 major themes that you want to work with. If it's 5, that's fine. If it's 3, that's fine. And then underneath those big ideas, you want to nest the smaller ideas. And that is how you end up with an outline. Take a look. Here we have the title, Benefits of Running. We have an introduction in which, don't worry about the intro right now. I'll lecture on that next week. But the intro basically is tell them what you're going to tell them. Then you have the body. That's when you tell them. Then you have the conclusion. That's when you tell them what you told them. Note that in the body, I have the 4 major themes from our example. Promotes weight control, promotes muscular development, promotes psychological well-being, promotes cardiovascular fitness. And underneath each major theme, you have smaller ideas that are related to it and that you write about. So you can actually sit back at a glance and see how your term paper is going to develop. I can look at this and say, well, I'm going to have 2 pages here, 2 pages here, 2 pages here, easily 2 pages for each theme, because I'm going to be talking about each subheading, and I didn't have room to add this in this outline and keep it on the screen. I'm going to include a case study. In other words, a real-life business example. For example, under promotes weight control, I'll talk about all this, and then I'll cite David, who was overweight, went to his doctor. His doctor recommended he take up a running regime, and in a few months he lost 38 pounds. Then I'll talk about, drop down here, psychological well-being. I'll talk about all of these other ideas, do the research, talk about the research, and then have a case study. Susan was depressed. She went to a doctor. The doctor said, you know what, if you took up a running program, I bet you'd feel better and you'd sleep better and you'd have more energy and more well-being. And sure enough, she did. Down here, you would talk about all the cardiovascular benefits of running, and then talk about Sam, who had a heart attack, went to his doctor, kind of, decided he'll be taking pills the rest of his life. But the doctor said, why not try a running program? Sure enough, Sam did, and before he knew it, he no longer needed medication. These are your case studies. This is the way you fill up your term paper, with case studies. You can have more than one. So you see at a glance, here's 2 pages, 2, 4, 6, 8. So there's 8 pages right there, 9 pages when you count the conclusion, almost 10 pages when you count the introduction. And it's basically a 10-page paper in the sense that I'm asking for 10 pages of your writing. It's a 13-page term paper, but we're not going to count the title page, and we're not going to count the page for the abstract. It's a little tiny paragraph, and we're not going to count the reference page. So those 3 pages you can consider, they're not superfluous, but they're not the body. I want 10 pages of your writing. And this is what makes writing a term paper so much easier and takes away the anxiety. You begin with an idea map. Now, I did ask many of you to revise your idea maps because it seemed to me that you were creating those idea maps maybe alone without the benefit of research. You've got to do research, otherwise your idea map will be very, very limited. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to dive into your research big time. Dive deep, because this term paper is coming up. Okay, so if you have a substantial idea map, now you're able to take out the 4 main themes. You're able to think in terms of introduction, body, and conclusion. I strongly suggest that you turn this in by Wednesday, because I've done this in many, many, many classes. And I've had to ask students to revise many, many, many outlines. So turn them in by Wednesday. Let me give you some feedback, and then you can try it again, and I guarantee your score will go up. Okay, I think that's it. Have fun with this, but also take it very seriously, because again, it's going to relieve your term paper anxiety, and I think you're going to begin to feel it as the weeks narrow down to a few. So this will help you a great deal. All right, I'll see you on the next screencast. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.